Hi there, and welcome to my version of a well automation. Firstly, I just want to say I've been blessed by so many different people who have taught me things on YouTube. If I can help anybody, that'd be awesome. The second thing that's important is that you need to have an on and off switch on your well pump. I did not realize that all pumps don't have a well switch, aka like a well switch. Both my homes, all my experiences that they had like a wall switch, but some don't. So you might have to add one if you're interested in this, and or just switch to a decora plate, a switch, which I'll show you. And like a lot of things, this is based on stuff that you can buy, in this case from Switchbot. They sell a whole line of products, and they sell a little device that connects to a decora switch that will trigger it, move it on and off. And then they also sell a water sensor and a automation language so that you can script it. And already a lot of you folks, if you're watching this, say, I don't need this anymore. I know what to do. And you'll march off. But I'm going to go ahead and put this video in there and just let you know if you want the play-by-play of basically what these things look like, how they go together, and how it triggers and so forth. Thanks for watching. So the list of items that are here we're going to use are all Switchbot devices. On the far left is the actual water sensor. In the middle is the Switchbot itself, which is the device that will actually trigger a switch, pull it back, turn it on, turn it off. And the one to the far right, that box is a mini hub, which essentially connects the two and allows for automations to occur. Okay, so this is some of my plumbing back of house. This room is very small, so I don't have a lot of room to move around. The white plate, that switch, is the subject of the interest here. We're going to automate that switch. We're going to change it over, and then we're going to put the automation device on the new plate. And if this works well, believe me, the one to the left, which is the boiler, will have the same exact type of automation. These are the four components that really need to be brought to bear. This is a decora switch. It's a little different than a standard US switch. There are other switches around the world that I've seen that operate similarly to this, but this is basically what I can get here in the US. It's just a decora switch, and in this case it switches back and forth, but if you notice it's a very short throw, and that's what's going to make this work. We'll get to that in a moment. The next thing that's very important is the actual sensor, which is here, and this guy right here is actually going to pick up the water. It could be this too, but in this case this is really going to be the business end, and it does come with some adhesive, so it could be kind of glued down to the floor or whatever surface that you want it to be. This does take two AA batteries or AAA batteries that it comes with. They estimate it lasts about a year or so. This is the business end, really. This is the Switchbot that actually will throw this switch, and I'll do a cross section in just a moment. This comes with a battery. They say it'll last for 2 years, but it's not conventional, so it's something that you have to keep track of. Actually, anything that has a battery on it that you're going to rely on, you got to keep track of. This guy is a hub, and it's here for a specific reason, but this comes with just this cable that goes to a USB-A. It does not come with the power adapter, okay? So you're going to have to dust one off. You probably have 20 in a drawer someplace, and just be able to plug that in. So it takes 1 amp or 5 watts of power, and it's a hub. Now, the reason for these three things, this guy, which is going to cause the trigger, he speaks Bluetooth, but Wi-Fi in particular, and he will not communicate directly with the Switchbot. He needs to communicate with a hub. That's just how it works. And then the hub can communicate with this or many things. But once this information from this guy gets routed to the hub, says an alarm condition, now it's up to an automation that you build, this one a really simple one, and it says, hey, I want you to throw the switch. So in this case, I'm not going to turn it so you can see a little bit more of it. This is actually the business end, that little tab right there, that's actually going to be mounted and I'm going to do this, and it's probably not going to, but a little later on, it's going to be mounted something like this, and it's going to be able to push that switch on and off, and you'll see that later. But one last thing I want to mention about these things, which is very important to understand. I did mention that this is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. This is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. This is Bluetooth only. Well, that makes a difference, because if you want this device to talk to this device, this has to be in close proximity. So in other words, it doesn't have to be quite that close, but the point is this hub will need to be located near this business end. This is a Wi-Fi device, and once it's configured, it can go anywhere in my household and have multiple copies of it if I wish, aka, and I'm going to have like 3. So it could sense water in different parts of the house. It sends the signal to this, and then because of proximity, being close, this will communicate with this device and actuate it. All right, so this is the software for the whole Switchbot family stuff, as far as I know. So it's that S right there, and I touch it, and now this is my little household. This is my spot, right? So this is the hub over here. This is the water sensor, which I moved a little bit just to clear this space. And then the actual device that will do the switching is this guy. So I'm going to do this manually just for a moment, and you can see that if I touch that, it turns gray, and that just turned off my switch. That's what that action will do. And if I come around here and I touch this again, it turns green, and it turns the switch back on. That is the whole deal. So now I'm going to come out of this for just a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and put it into alarm, and you'll see it activate. All right. So it's going to throw the switch. Kaboom. This has already told me that there's an issue. And I've been notified. But you know, I could be out on a boat, I could be hiking, I could be doing anything, I could be sleeping, and I don't care about this right now. But the key is that turned my pump off, and when I do get to what I'm doing, I can come in here and it's going to tell me that there was an alarm, and I can deal with it as I wish at that point. You know, do I want somebody to come look at it, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, if I decide that I want to turn the switch on, because I don't want it automatically to turn its switch on, I can very easily just come in the software and just touch that button, and that will turn my water pump back on. The componentry here, except for the phone, of course, is under $100. And to be able to do this type thing, that's pretty inexpensive. And that includes the switch. About $100 to do this level of automation, to shut my entire water off, and that could be my irrigation system. The only other thing that I'm going to bring up that I will get eventually, and I'll probably do a quick video on it, is there are sensors that you can put in to the main water line that will sense water essentially usage that's out of the norm, especially if you tell it that you're going to be gone. Well, I know one thing that's gone. This video's gone too long, so here we go with the conclusion. Hi, we're back. So the decora switch is in. It is on the on position. When I press this, it's on. I can manually turn this off, but we're going to go with on because that's its normal state, right? The cable is, I'll staple it in, but I put the sensor right here, but this could be anywhere in my house. It just was convenient, and it reaches the floor, and this is where my water is, so you know, that's the deal. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this in the same water that we had before, and the real focus is, because there's nothing going to go off. It's just that this is going to turn itself off. You're going to see this actuate, and it's going to turn that switch off, and that's the whole reason for this drill. So here we go. And it's off. All right. So I've been alarmed. My phone is telling me that something happened. This is turned off. My emergency at least has been contained.